Hello, good morning, everyone. This is the voice of Jirin FX, Chief Analyst, GW Training. What do we have for today? We spoke about on our pre-market doing with the students, what we want to do this week. And what we want to be doing this week is to still look at the euro, okay, to actually have a notch against the GBP. But two pays, okay, are still very strong. GBP, euro, okay. We're looking at strong pay this week would be the euro, okay, GBP, okay, AUD, NZD. But we're looking at the euro having a notch against the GBP this week, and also the NZD having a notch against the AUD this week. Okay, probably in terms of how they're going to end the week, in terms of if you're going to look at bonding those two pairs together. So let's see what we spoke about and how we actually drop those information on our free Telegram group. Okay, so this is GW Trend Telegram group, and this is one of the trades which we took here far back 3 weeks ago. Okay, so you can see it's actually going in profit. That's about some co-pips, co-pips. Okay, so that's really going in profit and really awesome to see. And we also spoke about, we shared this information that we want to be seeing this with the CO2 report that since on March, okay, which we had this scores on the CO2 report in terms of the GBP net positioning. Okay, and we actually saw that the GBP actually started going up from there. Okay, so what would you want to see? I spoke about that. I want to see those big pays this week, probably being the JPY also, but we want to see the euro being strong after making that low of the week. Okay, so we want to see that the lows of the week have been met between Monday, Sunday, Monday opening, okay, and Tuesday, okay, and also on Wednesday in New York open. Okay, so we are actually believing that euro have made the low for the week, and we then start looking for buying opportunities for the euro. Okay, and when do we start doing that? We look at the euro indices, what the euro indices is doing. Okay, even though we might have seen that the euro indices might have broken through a very strong structure here, okay, and a very strong structure here, which was for last week, okay, support, and we had the breakdown below. So we need to see if we can have a break above this structure one more time again in the week, and then on the retest we look to go long to testing this high. So what do I expect to see? I expect to see the euro actually still gaining strength. Okay, I expect to see the euro still gaining strength, and also still making further push to the upside. Okay, I want to be seeing that also coming into the market. All right, so that could also come into the market, and we might see further strength coming into the euro. Okay, so what do we have um with the CO2 report? Okay, as a last week what was reported, and we just let's go down to the CO2 report to see what was reported last week and how all the things were faring in terms of the euro. Okay, in the euro, we could see that last week with the euro, okay, last week with the euro, we have continued to see, okay, those massive long bets actually still increasing. Okay, those massive long bets still increasing for the non-commercials. Okay, for the commercials, actually seeing those short bets still increasing. Okay, for commercials. So what really is moving the euro? Okay, what really is moving the euro? We have seen that the non-commercials are actually the ones really moving the euro, because far back from October, okay, September, October 2018, we have seen that what the large money or the non-commercials were doing were shorting the euro, adding short bets to the euro, and the euro wasn't going down. And we could see that early this year, okay, March, that they started adding long positions, and we could see how the euro actually did gyrate, okay, up that point also with the. So we have come to understand that the non-commercials, okay, are actually the ones controlling the euro movement. So what are they going to be doing? Are they doing this week? So we look at what they are doing this week, and they are still continuing to add more long bets. Okay, they're continuing to add more long bets. So I'm looking at the euro possibly strengthening, and they have closed this massive short. Also closing short for last week report that was released, and also added this long. So we're looking at the euro actually still getting more momentum and still moving to the upside, because no change have been happening. So for the commercials to have done all these things, okay, we are looking at it favoring the overall bullish momentum to still continue, because the commercials actually adding those short positions, okay, actually reloading. So once this is out of the market, Okay, once these guys are out of the market, we are going to see all this come to take effect in the market, and there will be overall bearish. Okay, so but overall, we are still expecting some bullish momentum to keep going on the euro. Okay, that's what we expect to see. Okay, guys, so let's just quickly go to the chart and then see what we have, and then what pay can we be taking today in terms of that. We'll not be taking any pay trade of the euro card. Okay, why we'll not be taking the euro card today or this week is because the card is really a very strong play. So we'll be looking at taking the euro against the GBP. Okay, we're looking at doing that this week because definitely want to see the GBP weakness coming in later in the week, and we want to also still trade the euro against the CHF. Okay, which we want to see those weakness coming into the market because overall, looking at this, okay, looking at this, what's happening here for last week. Okay, so we want to see this area being tested, so we can actually still continue seeing those filling structures coming in, continue gradually to fill in because here is what I expect to see a curve. Okay, so to see this curve, okay, something like this, and probably that coming to the market. So we have seen that this curve came into play, handle came into play, and we will still continue to see rise even further to testing this zone. Huge possibility there, guys. Huge possibility there, guys, for that to happen. So we will look at the market and see what we think of the market on the longer term. So on the longer term, I want to see this further rise coming to the market, and also with the Euro GBP, JPY also should gain more today or this week rather. Should gain more this week because definitely I want to see that coming to the market after this happening. Okay, so we had all this happening here during the time. Okay, the non-commercials were actually adding those short positions, and when they started adding those long positions, when did they start adding those long positions? Those were inside March. Okay, March, and we could see how all those took time before they now came into taking effect with this single candle here. All right, with this single candle here, all this was happening, but just this single candle actually gave us the signal that we want to see that the bullish reversal is near. Okay, just this candle, and the following week we were ready to then continue buying to the upside. So here was where we took our first breathe out, second breathe out, retracement, and that's still continued with this candle. So that's cool to know. So I expect to see the euro actually make some more pushes up to the upside against the JPY because of the JPY weakness, which we're expecting on probably the longer term. Okay, in probably in 2-3 months from now, 2 months probably coming into play because why do we want to see that? With the last CO2 report, let's just go to CO2 report to see what happened there. Okay, and let me show you guys what's happening there. So you need to understand what really or who or which market participant actually controlling the market. So let's look at it in terms of the JPY here. JPY actually started losing momentum around March, okay, 2020, okay, and it shows that the commercials are actually the ones actually controlling the JPY, okay, right? Not the non-commercials here, as you could see. And for this to be going up, we definitely want to look at what the non-commercials are doing. So the non-commercials are actually still adding more short positions, okay? They're still adding more short bets, okay? They close their short bets. No massive long bets have been added. Look at this. No massive long bets. No massive. The last massive long bet we had here was here. Okay. Okay. So they've closed. Okay. They've taken profit. They've added position. Second profit. Second profit. Second profit. Okay. Still adding positions to their short bet. So we'll be looking at the JPY weakness still coming in overall. Okay. Possibly into the market and then still continuing to further rise. Okay. So you need to understand who is controlling the market and who do you look. So in the situation with the JPY, we're not looking at the non-commercial, which is this area here, what they're doing. We're only concerned with the commercials, what they're doing, because they are the ones actually moving the JPY pace, okay, for a greater part of since March. Okay, so I want to be looking at what they're doing, and by the time they're actually coming into releasing those positions, then we will look at what these guys are doing, because definitely these guys are what I want to actually fill in the market. But when I'm looking at who controls the market and what is happening in the market, I want to look at both sides of the market to see what is happening. So this actually really helps me in a lot to actually deciphering what directions to actually move in the market. So let's go back to the chart to see what we expect to see. So from the JPY weakness coming to the market, we expect to see further rise on the Euro JPY. We will actually see continue to the upside. All right, that's the huge possibility and what I want to see coming to the market. So that would be really awesome too. So look at to see the major plays, what we are expecting to see from the majors. Okay, so we spoke about yesterday that we want to see the end that they actually getting momentum, and that also was cool as we want to see ahead of the Reserve Bank, okay, statement. ahead of the back segment. So we are now seeing that the euro actually is flexing its muscles, and let's look at what the euro USD JPY is doing. The USD JPY, I don't think we have any trade here because last week we had a pending order which wasn't triggered till the end of the week, and with the JPY winners coming to the market and this actually forming here, okay, so we might have something like this before they drop, okay, if that will come into play. So we want to see the USD JPY actually continue going up because I expected that drop to come here because of this structure retest. I want to see a very hurried test before they drop back into this zone before buyers can then come in. So overall, I don't want to be doing anything here. So if the sellers can actually come and push the market here, then I would definitely look to buy instead of this area, but only when I see possible strength coming into the USD. So the USD, I spoke about the USD last week that unless we can have a break below this structure on the USD, okay, last week, that's the only time we can short the USD. So we only reacted instead of this structure last week, and we could see this retracement coming into the market. And I spoke about this that this retracement is one that is quite good enough because the 61.8 Fibonacci level area is actually a good area to start looking for those short trends to continue. So we are around this 61.8 Fibonacci level, and that's a good area to start looking for short opportunities on the euro or the USD. So if I'm about to short the USD today, okay, if I'm a retail trader and I want to short the USD today, and I want to add possible look at what the last month actually doing, I will be looking at selling the USD card first. Okay, so let's look at what is happening with the USD card. Wow, that's awesome. Look at the USD card actually dropped massively on the day, 42 pips. Okay, that's the day has dropped 0.27%. Okay, but on the week have dropped 0.52%. So I'll only be shorting this against a very strong pair like the card. Okay, so you can see it's still going down. This is like but if you're looking at buying the Euro USD, it also will be classic. Okay, but you cannot be looking at buying USD JPY. Okay, or shorting USD JPY because USD is weak, JPY is also weak. So you look for a weaker pay and match it with a stronger pay, or look for a stronger pay and match it with a weaker pay. That's definitely forex trading. Okay, so all these things actually what I look at in the market with the students and look at it week in, week out to show them directional bias on what I want to do. So for this week, the AUD, I want to be long in the AUD. Okay, but definitely if the indices is still revolving around this point and last week low, two lows inside of last week, and we have seen here, I think it's not a good time for me to long the AUD or probably do anything with the AUD if I did not have this trade here. So I will just let everything play out. All right, but if in the whole of the week I cannot see price testing the zone again, I think I will not be longing. Or if I can see price break below this zone, then on the retest, okay, that'll be a good time to look for the retest and to continue going up, maybe next week. So guys, I really think the NZD would actually gain more strength, okay, than the AUD this week if we would see liquidity come into this zone. Okay, so let's look at what the CO2 report is talking about the NZD. All right. Okay, so the NZD was the CO2 report talking about the NZD. Let's take a look at it, what the NZD is doing. Okay, so from March here, we also saw that from, okay, this was January, and from January, the NZD was going down with the AUD, okay. Also March, okay, started going up from March. Okay, that fusion came in from January and it took effect in March. Wow, look at that, guys. So we have another fusion coming into play. So if that would happen, okay, we would definitely want to see those coming in the market. Okay, so probably let's look at what is happening in the market here. So from March here, okay, so the NZD was going down. So it means that the non-commercial are actually the ones controlling the market, okay, for the NZD. So look at what they are doing here overall. We have seen those increase coming into the market. Okay, let's look at what is happening here. Look at what happened in terms of the last report. Okay, we continue to see drops coming in. So we had moved from 48K, okay, in terms of the open interest to 38K. Okay, we've moved from net long, okay, the long position, we moved from March to now 18K. Wow. So what's happening here of recent? So in the last 6 weeks, okay, we've continued to see that this dropped down to here, and further made an increase, but that increase couldn't hold, and further we are making back this drop. Okay, we're making back those drops. During this time, NZD was going down. All right, NZD was going down during this time, so it means that the downward movement is actually controlled by the non-commercial. So we're looking at what they're doing here. All right, closed short position, closed, 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 so closed. So far, we have not seen any massive long apart from 3 weeks short added. They've closed the long bit, but here is still far more greater. Okay. Okay. So what we are looking at, possibly reversals here coming to the market with the NZD, but that doesn't mean we should start coming into the trade immediately. So we'll be taking a Fibonacci from swing high to swing low. Then if you could see the indices actually make a rush for it into this area of the 50%, 68.1. We actually saw 38.2 rejected last week and the drop came in, and we are looking for more liquidity to come and take the market into testing this area. Only then can we look to short again the NZD to the downside, because we cannot start shorting here. The risk will be too massive. Looking at possibility of coming here, and then we look to short them. All right, guys, so that's what I think of the market. And let me know what you think as well in the comment section. I hope you are part of the academy, because definitely you are going to be learning something that will really change your life massively. I actually struggled the same way far back 2013 until I was able to make that breakthrough, which actually came only when I got the proper education. I'll be hosting a 4-day masterclass. Okay, that'll be a masterclass. It will not really be just a trading workshop, but it will really be a masterclass. It will be one that you will definitely learn a lot of things and also improve your trading life. So I expect you to actually hop into that trade and be part of that masterclass, and definitely you'll be glad you did. See you next time. It's still a part of GNFX Chief Analyst, GW Trading. I wish you a very successful trading week, and may your pace be above average. Remain blessed.